My name's Deborah Rocha, and I am the Executive Director and co-founder of SRD Straightening Reins. We have an immediate need for a new facility. We would like to be able to be here in Santa Clarita Valley, ideally somewhere around 2 acres. We're looking for that angel donor who has a piece of property that they're not using, or maybe it's underused. They could allow us to come in and use part of that for our horses and our counseling services. We know that there are many people that believe and understand mental health is a concern. So we're hoping that someone's going to hear this or see this and say, I can help, give me a call. We're not afraid of work. We have, contractors that have said they'll help us get things up to par. So if it's run down and dirty and ugly, we can help fix it and make it look pretty and, serviceable for our families. But the most important is we've got to find a facility. SRD came out of a family tragedy. I lost my youngest daughter at the age of 15 to suicide. She took her life. And we were able to see the peace that she enjoyed when she was with her horses, because she was a genius and she didn't fit in the regular school population. She liked being with the horses. She liked being outside. She was just different. And we were lucky enough to have about 5 more years when we spent time with the horses in the arena and her riding and vaulting. So when she passed, it was just, I had to do something. It was so apparent that so many people were struggling and didn't know what to do and didn't know where to go, that we decided we wanted to provide a safe, supervised place for kids to just enjoy being themselves out in the nature and spending time with the animals.
Hi, I'm Roxy, and I come to SRD Straightening Reins. I come here to help the horses out, muck their stalls, clean the waters, and spend time with the horses. What I mostly enjoy doing here is working with Mia, a horse that has been abused. I feel like she needs help, so I always try to work with her with grooming and just try to help her.
We became a nonprofit in December of 2011. And by May of 2012, we actually found a facility that we could rent. And we've been open since May of 2012. We stayed at that original facility for just about 5 years. And unfortunately, cost just became prohibitive. So we decided to try to cut the overhead and reduce cost as much as possible, because every dollar is got to go, is spread it as far as we can. So we ended up at this facility here. So this is our second facility in our 6 years. We're starting our 7th year now. And we're at a place where this isn't going to be able to be possible anymore. We need to find an immediate home for our herd and for our families.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I'm at Straightening Reins because they have really helped my daughter socially. She's made friends here. I have seen so much growth. I just don't know where she would get it otherwise. She has some at school, but more here. I can't say enough that Straightening Reins has really helped her in a big way.
We have 3 different programs that we address needs of mental health. One of them is specifically for our youth in the community, for after-school programs where they are here in a safe place to be at Ranch Crew. So it's after school and then on Saturday mornings. And gives the kids a chance to be in a safe, supervised place, and they're out here on the ranch with the animals, mucking the stalls, taking care of them, feeding them, the chickens, just basic everyday ranch care. The second piece that we provide is specific counseling, which is equine-assisted psychotherapy, and that's with the clinical team, where we meet those individual needs of victims of crime, different trauma, and different families. And then the third piece that we are also part of is providing services for our community to increase the number of clinical providers. We don't have enough therapists in our country, and we surely don't have enough here. So we're helping to expand that number as well. Over 90% of our population that we service are here Santa Clarita people. They're our local families. Our youngest is 4.5, and we go all the way up to one of the grandmothers. So there's no specific age, it's where the need is. Families often call out of desperation. Maybe the kid's in trouble at school, not getting their work done, they've gotten into maybe violent outbursts. Maybe they're calling when they're at the hospital and they're having to deal with a mental health hold and they've got to set up a therapist. Maybe they're calling because the family dynamics are ugly and the child is angry and doesn't have the correct tools to express their frustration. Maybe they have a special needs child that is very time consuming and they're at a place where they don't know how to care for that special needs child. And then emotionally themselves, what do they do with themselves when they're trying to be a parent to a special needs child? Maybe they have a child that hasn't found their family, their tribe, they don't know where they belong, and they call looking for that.
My name is Aaliyah, and at Straightening Reins, I usually work with the horses, either cleaning up their stalls, working with them, grooming with them, or feeding them. Sometimes you get a walk around with them and work with them in the arena. And it's been helping me because it kind of, instead of making me sometimes really stressed, working with one of the horses makes me more relaxed, and it helps more with stress levels, anxiety. And I recommend this to you because working with a horse is one of the very few options you can get in life. And coming here, it's very great because all the people here, we work as a team and we're all very nice and helpful. And so that's why I recommend it.
In the past year of 2017, we collected data to reflect that we had 770 clients that came through our foundation. Whether it was at a workshop that we did for youth, managing your frustration, parenting groups that support parents of special needs children, a special population, developing their communication skills and their social skills, being able to be around the typical child, ranch crew, individual therapy, and then our teen workshops that work with Department of Children and Family Services through foster youth or struggling teens in the community. At this point, we have 3 licensed providers, 2 MFTs and 1 LPCC, and then we have 4 interns coming from 2 different universities, Brandman University and University of Laverne. So we've created 4 different teams that can work with the different needs depending on what the family is in need of.
A lot of kids used to work with a horse named Tully, and he's very gentle and very calm, and a lot of the younger kids, especially the special education ones, love to work with him because he's very gentle and he's like really fun to work with, and they all just really love being around him. So when these kids work with Tully, they are able to like play with him and make a connection between something that's bigger than themselves, and it helps them be able to respect themselves and other horses.
From the inception of SRD, funding has been from donors. Everything comes from donations. We have committed our time to counseling and creating a therapeutic team that's available for the different needs. We don't turn anybody away. We ask for funding. We ask someone to pay if they can. And sometimes it's, we have a family that supports us $15 a month. That's what she can afford to do, a single mom. Everything is by donations. Our board has approved a sliding scale for any of our charges. So we use a reference, if you will. But if a family can't afford their services, their treatment, we're not going to turn them away. We need to be as proactive as we can be to give those kids those tools that they need, so we don't turn people away. The only paid staff we have is our clinical supervisor, who gets paid 1 hour a week, and she's here about 10 hours a week supervision because she's actually in the arena, so she gets paid 4 hours a month. And then we have someone who helps with ranch crew supervision, and she gets paid 2 hours a week. Everybody else donates their time.
Hi, I'm Sophia. What we do here is we really get to bond with the horses. We muck their stalls for them and we'll feed them, and we really get that chance to get close with these larger animals. I really get to have a lot of fun here. Some kids who come here, they're just like, this is work, I don't want to do this. But to me, I find this very fun because even though we do this stuff, it's fun because during the break times we do get to play around. I started this thing we called Goat Parkour, where we just play around with the goats, and it's just really fun.
We always need donations, and anybody that decides to be a recurring donor is absolutely fabulous because that helps us figure out a budget monthly, what's going on. We have a family, like I told you, that sponsors $15 a month. We have another family who sponsors one of the donkeys, and they donate $50 a month towards that donkey's care. We're always looking for reoccurring donors, but some families choose to donate at the end of the year, and they cover the cost of an animal. And we would eventually like to be able to own our own property just so that we can continue to grow and not be worried about renting. We all come together and we make a huge voice for mental health and mental well-being.
My name is David, and we've been at Straightening Reins for a little over a year. We visited their previous location, then we helped them move over to this location. My wife and I have a daughter who has special needs, specifically she is autistic and has some communication issues with other students. And what we learned from Debbie and Straightening Reins is that by interacting with the animals, by caring for animals, it breaks down the barriers that she has with other kids. Suddenly they have a commonality where they can interact and spend time together doing something in common that's fun, that's exciting, and barriers come down on both sides where there's lots of kids that have similar issues or other issues, and suddenly they can be like normal kids. They can enjoy themselves and relax, and you see their issues melt away.
Any size donation is absolutely wonderful. We would be thrilled to receive them. We are at 501c3, so it's tax deductible. You can either visit our webpage, srdstraighteningsreins.org, or you could go to our GoFundMe account, and it would be SRD Hope and Horses. Thank you again for taking the time to learn about SRD Straightening Reins. We believe that every life does matter, and we can make a difference if we're proactive. So reach out, let me know, and we'd love to have you come and visit the ranch and our new facility. I'm sure it's on our way. Thank you.